All right, welcome back to Market Day Report. I'm Scott Shellady, otherwise known as the Cow Guy. Thank you very much. If you're just settling down here with us, my job is to make you stay, right? How about that? Let's take a look at these markets, because these markets are ultimately your money. You don't care what I have to say, do you, really? May corn coming in just a little easier, just by one tick, and so is July. May's off 1/4% to 7.76 even. July's off 1/4% to 7.72 1/4. But if you take a look at the D's, they're up 3 cents out there. 7.34 even is last in that new crop D. So let's see what's going on over in soybeans. So I'll call that a little bit of a mixed board, but here we go. Beans are trading a little lower here. Maize off 8.5 cents at 16.61 3/4. But let's look at no beans off 3 3/4 cents. Still hold a $15 handle to 15.03 1/4 in the Novi new crop soybeans. All right, Chicago wheat. What's going on in Chicago wheat? Well, we got some more gains. 15 cents higher in the May. 11.18 3/4 is up there. And we've got about a 14-cent gain across the product suite there. We'll go out to even March, 13.5 cents in March of 23, 11.04 even in that contract. How about hard red wheat in Kansas City? What do we have there? Well, we're up as well, 11 3/4 cents higher in the May, 11.74 even, and then we've got D's up about 11 cents too at 11.72.5. A lot of those spread things have now kind of worked their way through with the Goldman roll kind of winding down. How about spring wheat in Minneapolis, up 10 3/4 cents to 11.67 even. And as soon as I say that, the March contract in 2023 is up 17 cents. Look at that. 11. That's actually yesterday's close, so we're not even going to talk about it. That hasn't traded yet today. So 10 cents higher basically across the board. A 12 3/4 cent rally in the D's at 11.47.5. And then lastly, let's take a quick peek at cotton. Cotton's going to be up 27 points in that May, 138.78, but D's is down 14 points to 119.89. Let's bring in our energy guy, Tony Headrick from CHS. Thanks for joining the show, Tony. What do you got for us?
Well, thanks again for having me, Scott. Well, as always, on Wednesday, the EIA releases its weekly petroleum status report, and there's a wealth of information that the energy traders will glean from it. And today was not disappointing with some big headline numbers here coming out, a big 9.4 million barrel build in crude inventory. But if you dig in one layer deeper, we find that there was a reason for that. Crude exports fell really sharply last week, down 1.5 million barrels week on week, and refineries took a step back. They actually processed less crude oil last week, down 2.5% in terms of their refinery operable capacity is what they call it here. And the other thing that I keep a track on here is SPR inventories. We did see another 3.9 million barrel draw in SPR inventories, so that likely will continue pretty aggressively through October as we move forward here. But outside of that, we did see a relatively stable demand for gasoline and diesel. So despite the pump prices being as high as they are, we're seeing some resiliency there. And we did see a 2.9 million barrel draw in diesel and a 3.6 million barrel draw in gasoline. And so looking at the energy complex here, we again kind of pushed past that big headline crude number and are trading higher, up $2.25 nearby crude oil, up over 11 in diesel, and up over 9 in gasoline here within the RBOB contract. So really well supported here, and big volatile moves continue across the energy complex.
Yeah, I mean, that's good stuff. And then I was looking at some global numbers too, and it just slowly but surely looks a little bit tight to me, Tony. But you're the expert. But I think that with what we've got happening with Russia and their production dropping like it has, it's going to continue to be so. So that's going to be a great story to tell. We're going to happy to have you on every Wednesday to make sure you tell it. I appreciate you being on. Tony Headrick from CHS, thanks for being on the show. We're going to go away and pay some bills and come back and talk livestock with me just after these messages.